The following is a paid advertisement. The views expressed are the sole responsibility of the advertiser.
Put the power back in your hands. This is Behind the Law with attorney Justin Clark.
Welcome to Behind the Law. Happy weekend to you. We have a wonderful show lined up for you today. I cannot do it, as always, with my beautiful co-host, Michaela Nichols. Michaela, how are you today?
Good. You can't do it without me. You're right.
You talked a lot of trash pre-show. I don't know if you're going to talk trash to me or other people. I don't know.
Maybe to our guests.
You're in a fiery mood. I can tell.
Because I can be.
The high heels are in full effect today.
Yes.
We're not standing
it's
up.
my boss persona.
I love this show because we sit down.
Yeah,
it's
and I won't
huge.
tower
Very
over
important.
you.
That's exactly right. Here's what we're going to discuss. Very important show. Student loans. A lot of you have them. A lot of them are coming due. You've had a 2.5, almost 3-year reprieve from them because of the whole COVID thing. People didn't have to pay their student loans. Now, more than ever, there are options that you have to deal with your student loans. The best option, though, not having any.
It's a great idea.
Miss Florida will be here
Yes.
joining us to talk about scholarship issues and things you can do to avoid student loans altogether. Great show. Are you ready?
I am.
Here's what we'll do. Very quick break. Behind the Law continues.
Your debt does not have to control your life. You have the power to potentially lower or even eliminate your debt. I'm attorney Justin Clark. Call me now for a free consultation or visit youhavepower.com and take back control of your financial life.
Hurricane season definitely upon us, and we all think, oh, we'll go to the grocery store and get some water bottles and some paper towels, but there's something important in your house right now that is very important when it comes to hurricane season, and that is your windows. Dan Brigman is here. Renewal by Andersen. Dan, you think about sitting around during a hurricane party or when you're getting through a hurricane with your family, playing a game or whatever you're doing, and when those winds really start to pick up and you start hearing those windows vibrating, that gets scary. Why don't we think about windows when we think about hurricane prep?
You're absolutely right, Justin. It does get a little nerve-wracking. And one of the reasons we don't is because, when we think about windows, we think about energy savings. We think about, hey, does the thing go up and down? Are there bugs coming in? Is there any water around my windows? Yeah. And things like that. We don't think about that, an 80, 90 mile an hour wind is enough wind to send something through that window. If you're sitting in there playing Monopoly, send it through the window, hit you, and end the story.
It's not a good thing at all. I put the QR code on the screen right now. Dan has a very special gift for you in preparation for hurricane season to help protect your family by changing and upgrading your windows. Dan, for these people at home, what are you going to do?
Well, I can tell you this, it will not happen again before hurricane season, which we're already in, right? And so it's 20% off of anything and everything that we sell. So that's our windows and our doors. And so get it while you can.
I appreciate it very much, Dan. Great to see you. You will appreciate Renewal by Andersen, I assure you that. This is free, by the way. Hit the QR code on the screen or call the phone number right now. Totally free consultation with their design consultant. Call Renewal by Andersen today. Student loans, a lot of you have them. A lot of your kids have them. Your parents have signed for-year loans. It's a major issue. It's actually become a political issue here in the United States. You were lucky. I don't think you really had any student loans, right?
Nope. My dad did a Florida prepay.
That's right. But a lot of people.
Thank you, Dad.
A lot of people do, believe it or not, have student loans. In fact, it's the second.
Like you.
Yes, of course. And I still have student loans from law school because I got them down to like 0.5%. It doesn't make financial sense for me to pay them off because it's basically like interest free. But a lot of people are in very bad shape when it comes to their student loans. And what you've been told all these years is there's nothing that you can do about them. And quite honestly, they've set up the system where in past years, there wasn't much that you could do about them. The good news is there are tons of ways to fix your student loan problems now. But here's the issue, okay? They're not going to tell you how to fix your student loan problems. They don't want to. They want to get your money, of course. They're not going to come and say, oh, do this, this, and this, and you can wipe them all out. But there are ways now, more than ever, that you can deal with your student loan debt. And you're going to hear all of these acronyms and these letters, okay? PSLF, IBR. BDR, all of the, you're like, well, I don't know what any of those are. Do you have any idea what I'm talking about?
LOL. No,
No,
I don't. I don't.
Hundo P. Is that what you say?
Yeah, Hundo P. I Hundo P have no idea what you just said.
Yeah, but you have to listen to me. There are things that you can do now to deal with your student loan debt. And let's start with this. Those of you that work in any sort of public service, teachers, doctors, nurses, anything that is public service, they've made it now where we can go in and consolidate your student loans and go get credit for payments that you've made over the past years to qualify to get your loans completely and totally discharged. Public service loan forgiveness is a huge deal right now, but you literally have to consolidate it to a direct loan. They're not going to tell you this. That's the problem. They won't tell you this. Consolidate it over to a direct loan, and then you can wipe them out completely. Also, borrower defense to repayment. They call it BDR. They're not going to tell you about this either, but there have been a bunch of cases lately that are allowing us to completely discharge your loans if you've been to one of these for-profit schools that were a piece of crap. I mean, for lack of a better term, they're just bad schools that were just taking people's money. Now we finally got to a point where you can just wipe out those student loans by doing a borrower defense to repayment.
Wait, so you're saying like all these things that they can do, but how would they even know to do that? They just call you, right?
That's the thing. It's very hard. They're not going to tell you how to do it. They're going to make it very confusing to you. I mean, here's really the best move, I think, for you. If you have student loan debt, I would call the phone number on the screen, first of all. It gets directly to me, 321-282-1055. I love it when you come into my office, you have a call with me, totally free, and I go through exactly what's going on in your life, your student loan life, and within like 5 minutes, I can tell you exactly what to do. And it's free. Like, I'm not going to charge you anything for that. And oftentimes I'll tell you, hey, look, do this, this, or this, and you're fine. You don't need me. Or oftentimes there are things that we can do for you to really change your life. I mean, when you get rid of these student loans, or at least get on a program that's affordable for you, it can be life-changing for you, life-changing for your family. 321-282-1055. And again, not everyone is so lucky, but here's what I found too, and people get mad at me when I say that we can get rid of your student loans or fix the problem. I don't. I love being able to help people. I was never a big advocate of just going in and wiping out everyone's student loan debt. I don't think that helps the situation. What I see mostly is not the person that went to UCF like you, or Florida State, or the University of Florida. Those people generally don't have student loan problems, okay? It's the people who, back in the day, went to one of these for-profit educational places. They're just horrible businesses at the end of the day.
You can't throw anyone under the bus, or? No?
I mean, I can. I don't know if I feel like it right now, just because they might have it. I don't know, okay? You know what I'm saying.
Yes.
There are a lot of these for-profit schools. Most of them were terrible, and they made promises to people saying, look, give us $100,000 for 2 years or $80,000 for 2 years, and when you graduate, you get this little diploma, you're going to make $100,000, and they were lies, total lies. And they started this back when our economy collapsed back in 2008, 9, and 10, and no one could find jobs. They said, no, come to our school, take out all these student loans, you'll make $100,000 when you get out. Straight up lies, okay? And this is lying to people who didn't have a ton of money to begin with, right? They were on these job boards trying to find jobs. Instead, they were getting sales pitches from these for-profit schools. And so let's say you borrowed $80,000 to go to one of these crappy schools in 2010. What do you think that $80,000 is now? How much? $150,000, $200,000? We're talking about insurmountable debt for your average working American. And these are the people that we can help the most. These are the people that I love seeing get their student loans wiped out, who deserve to get them wiped out, as opposed to paying $1,000 a month, $1,200 a month post-tax, and they're barely paying the interest, like the loans aren't even going down. Now is the time. There has never been a time where your ability to deal with your student loan debt there's so many options right now. And I have not been able to say this in past years. There are so many options right now. Now is absolutely the time. Here's what you should do. 321-282-1055. I will sit down, I will talk to you. Let's figure out what makes sense for you, for your family. A lot of you are parents who have Parent Plus loans that you signed for your children because you wanted to see your kids go to school. I get it. We all would sign on that dotted line, but now it's coming back to haunt us. There are things that you can do. There are other things that you can do in preparation for going to school, okay? I think it's like with your father, he did the Florida prepaid. With me, since my daughter was born, I've had the 529 plan. Every month they take money out and it goes into this 529 plan. There are things that you can do to prepare, but there are also things that you can do for your children or your children can do for themselves as they get ready for college. And that's look for scholarships. Think about it. There are so many scholarships out there that I think people don't know about. It just takes work. It takes some grinding. There are plenty. Did you ever get a scholarship? You can say no. I mean,
No,
you
I
deserved
did.
one.
No, I
no matter what
did.
your answer is, you deserved one.
Yeah, I did.
You did
actually.
get one. Do you remember what it was? How much? No.
No, I mean, I did a lot of community service, like
Yes,
in
you did.
school. I think that like gave me some.
Yeah.
It was like a good job. Here's your little stipend for being good.
Yeah, well, there are plenty of scholarships out there, and whether you're a student about to go off to college or you're a parent of a student about to go off to college, I would leave no stone unturned in trying to find that scholarship money as well. We are lucky enough today to have a special guest who's going to get some scholarship money because she is now Miss Florida. You love her to death. She's super sweet. I love her too. She's like a little sister to me, I feel. I was so excited when she won Miss Florida, a couple months ago.
Yeah, well, first she won Miss Orlando.
Miss Orlando.
And then,
Okay, let me stop right here. You are the executive director for Miss Orlando, of course.
yes,
And
the Miss Orlando Scholarship organization.
Sorry.
Yes.
And Juliette became Miss Orlando and then went on, and we were there for Miss Florida where she won. I was like jumping up and down, was I not?
I think I almost lost my voice when she won, honestly.
I can't remember being more
I don't
excited.
think that was professional of me to scream that loud, but I was like, whatever.
I think it was fine.
Yeah.
It wasn't professional of me, I'm sure.
No,
but
you were just equally as excited.
at least I'm not the executive director.
What I mean, I should be excited, right?
Yeah. Well, here's what we should do. Without further ado, let's take one quick break. When we come back, you introduce her.
My favorite Miss Florida, Juliette Valle, will be joining us talking about scholarship and her legal aspirations, and maybe I'll let Justin ask a question or two.
As Behind the Law continues.
Are you worried about your student loan payments? I don't blame you. The great news for you is now we have more options than ever. Go to our website, youhavepower.com, to find out what options may exist for you and your student loans.
Do I ever have a very special gift for you today? Compliments our good friends over at Universal Roof and Contracting. 15% off your roofing job. The roof is the most important part of your house. No doubt about it. Welcome my good friends as always, Justin and Corey. Hi, how are you today?
Good, man, good. Thank you.
The roof is the most important part of the house, but sometimes deciding who your roofing company is going to be is the most important decision as well. Culture is everything.
Sure.
When determining who's going to do your roofing job, Universal, the culture over there blows me away. Trustworthy. Tell me about the culture at Universal.
Yeah, I mean, 30 years in the making, right? Family-owned, veteran-owned, same name and ownership over the past 3 decades. We're so proud to be so rooted in Orlando, and we have offices in Jacksonville and Southwest Florida, but the honest approach, the integrity we carry, working transparently with insurance companies and homeowners alike. I mean, we approach roofing the way an honest company really should.
Trusted by some of the biggest sports teams in Florida as well.
That's right. That's right. We this past season we were the one of the partners with the Jacksonville Jaguars, which was awesome. They had a great season this year too. And then just coming next month, the XFL, the Orlando Guardians. We are the official roofer for the Orlando Guardians, so we're excited to go out to those games and see everybody there. So it'll be great.
A roof can be expensive. You created great programs to make this roof not cost prohibitive for me.
Yeah, I mean, last thing we're going to do is take food off people's plates to afford a roof. So we have a ton of flexible financing plans that just keeps things very liquid for homeowners, even if they don't want to use their own money, even if they have it at the time, you know, so we offer that as well for every roof replacement.
I have this QR code on the screen right now. Get your phone out or go to their website, but the QR code will go directly to Justin and Corey, and literally you get 15% off. But guys, you're going to come to my house and tell me what I really need, honestly.
Absolutely, yeah. Free inspection, first of all. It does cost nothing for us to come out. We're going to sit down with you, hear what you like about your roof, what you don't like about your roof, what problems you've had, and come up with a custom scope of work that makes sense for you.
Always a pleasure to see you both. There's only one company we trust when it comes to roofing. That is Universal Roof and Contracting.
welcome back to the show. We're talking about student loans, but now we're also talking about ways to avoid having to have student loans at all. I'm so happy. We're thrilled to have her joining us. One more time, Michaela, introduce our friend.
I get so excited. I'm like giddy. I'm like, oh my God, this is Miss Florida, Juliette Valle. She's amazing. She was our Miss Orlando, and now she's Miss Florida.
You are amazing. I'm so
Thank
grateful
you.
for Michaela, and she's always been so supportive of me, and she's just a huge reason why I was able to achieve the title. You guys were the first people I saw before my family after I won.
Really?
The first photo I took.
Is it because I'm so tall?
I think so, or either that, or you just ran up to me and screamed.
That too.
That might have been it.
I think I couldn't stop screaming, in fact.
We were we were both there at Miss Florida. We were both screaming
And you
for
guys
real.
both saw me right before, too.
Yeah,
I remember
yes.
you guys both said, "You've got this." It made me feel so much better.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So now on to Miss America, I guess, right? I don't think we know exactly when or where,
We
but
don't.
it's coming up. But
No, it's to be determined.
we will be there as well, although before the show, she threatened to wear very high heels on the red carpet, and I don't know if I want to stand next to her, you know what I mean?
Same here. I feel very short. I told Michaela outside, I was like, I feel like a gnome standing next to you.
The cutest gnome ever.
That's right. So, Miss Florida, you've won scholarships because of being Miss Florida, and you also are going to law school, is my understanding, on a full ride. Tell me about that.
So I'm so excited. Yes, I actually won $25,000 when I won the title of Miss Florida. Well, $20,000 of that came from my win, but the $5,000 before, and I'm sure that there's more, came from all my years of competing. So the Miss America organization is the largest scholarship provider for women in the country. So that was a huge drawing factor for me to go to it, and I will be going to Nova Southeastern University's Shepherd Broad College of Law in the fall, unless of course I win Miss America. Then it will be delayed again another year on a faculty scholarship. So I feel very grateful, and to have that education paid for is amazing.
The show is obviously called Behind the Law. What has attracted you to law and wanting to be a lawyer?
Well, my inspiration really came from my sister. She was the division chief of homicide for Miami-Dade County, a criminal prosecutor and a graduate at the University of Miami Law School. I think she served as the vice president for the Student Bar Association, or Miami Law Woman, something of that nature. But she was incredibly impressive and really inspired me because she was driven to the law because she knew it would impact people in a positive way. And so I hope to do something similar. My uncles actually also run the largest defense firm in Florida, Colescott & Cassane. So I come from a family of lawyers, and it's something that, I've just had a lot of inspiration in my family. So that's what drew me to it for sure.
Got it. So law school, 3 years, of course. Are you ready for it? Have they told you what to expect?
Yes, I was actually mentally preparing myself for it because I didn't know I would win Miss Florida, so that really was such a worry for me. As a matter of fact, I met Michaela, before I'd gotten into law school, and I resonate with so many young, college students that want to go to law school but haven't gone in yet because it's such an anxiety-inducing period. But I was in that frame of mind of trying to get into law school and preparing for that. So when I did, that's what my sights were set on. Of course, Miss Florida was my dream, but it threw me for a loop. So to have it deferred for a year is good preparation time.
I know when we were at Miss Orlando as well, you said that girl could be Miss Florida for sure. She literally said that very early on.
I did say that. I did say
it
that.
was pretty awesome. And your singing is absolutely incredible. I certainly, I hope we can run some of your.
We need to run
the smile is like
singing.
because I feel so happy that you said that.
It's so impressive. As soon as she opened her mouth, I was like, good God. Not only are you just like a knockout, but then you sing, I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah, I just
Put me
gave
to
Ryan
shame.
more work. So here's some of Juliette singing. It's her voice absolutely incredible, of course.
Thank you.
How did you get into this organization, the whole pageant modeling thing? I don't know what I can call it.
You used to not be able to say the P word. Now you can say
You can
pageant.
How did you get into this?
So how I got into competitions, pageants, you got it exactly right, Justin, is so I was actually watching the Miss America competition at age 14, just aimlessly because I never really thought this is something I could do. But then I saw a young lady, Miss Georgia at the time, who ended up winning the competition, although I didn't know it. She sang opera for her talent. And I had just recently begun singing opera. I was a protege for the Florida Grand Opera and studying at the Frost School of Music as a young student in their summer camp. But I was insecure about opera because it's not necessarily super popular with a younger crowd, so I didn't think it's something that people would want to hear. So when I saw her perform it on the Miss America stage, I thought that's a really great outlet for me to showcase my talent. And then on top of that, I found out about the scholarships and all the opportunities that come as a result. And well, I never stopped competing since. I competed for 8 years to get here to a state title, but it was worth every moment of it.
So from the moment you became Miss Florida, how has life changed and how do people treat you differently?
Oh my goodness, that's a good question. My life was just, Oh my gosh, it's still clearly camera. It's always hard for me to process. Yeah. But you know, in that moment, I just thought, like, what I want. I was like, this is what I've worked for so many of my formative memories, and it really just feels like every day is such a dream. But it is a job, and it's something I take very seriously. It's a huge responsibility to not only represent the Miss Florida Scholarship Program, but the Miss America organization as a whole. We really do serve as brand ambassadors. I know Michaela's worked in the Miss America organization at a high level, has been to the national competition, so you understand, you know, what a big deal it is to be able to hold this title. So a lot of responsibility weighs on my shoulders, but it's a tremendous opportunity, and the networking has been incredible. As far as how people treat me, I think people treat me the same. I would hope so. They ask for a lot more selfies than normal, but I appreciate that. I love taking selfies.
And now the production crew back here, mostly men, of course. I've already told them they're welcome to take selfies with you.
Yes.
That's true, right?
I want to take selfies with them.
Yeah, of course.
They've all been so amazing.
Yeah, they really have. So are you nervous? Are you nervous about Miss America? Because you cover Miss America for a company you're a spokesperson for.
Yes.
But now you're going to be there as sort of her buddy as well. Are you nervous?
I gotta say,
I'm not supposed to be interviewing you, but
I know. Well, I just like full disclosure. So,
I'm
like,
nervous. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I'm nervous for sure.
I am also. We're all nervous.
We're all gonna be nervous together. No, it's crazy because like I have been to the national competition like the past 2 years. So this will be my third time going to Miss America, and like being surrounded by like 50 incredible women who just like knock my socks off every time they like open their mouth, and how like incredible and dynamic and the volunteerism and all of it. And now that you're gonna be there, I'm gonna be like, oh my God, it's Miss Florida. I'm gonna like be like such a geek. I might geek out. I don't know.
I'm already geeking out as well. I've spoken to some of the young ladies that I'm competing with just via text, and they're all like incredible. Seriously, like incredible human beings and incredible accomplishments. It's going to be exciting, but very much a bonding moment too.
I come from a basketball family, and I have a little brother who was very good at basketball, and I would go to his games, and I would be nervous. That's exactly how I felt watching you compete at Miss
You guys
Florida.
really were like all in it. I was so appreciative.
I was definitely anxious.
And for what it's worth, I've gotten to know you. I hear you talk to Michaela as well. You are obviously smiling now, wearing the Miss Florida sash, but you're an awesome person, like off stage as well, and I think that's really important.
You guys too. I love you guys so much. Thank you.
Likewise. I've got to ask the question that everyone watching probably wants to know. So if you win the title of Miss America, like how is that gonna change your life?
I would be the first Hispanic woman crowned in a 103-year history for the Miss America organization. So I would definitely celebrate with all my fellow Hispanics. That would be a history-making moment and a wonderful way for me to represent that demographic.
Had to ask. I couldn't resist. I'm sorry.
She knew.
Just in case, if now we have that on video.
Yeah, Michaela, you're always plugging me. I love it. She's still my executive director in my heart as well.
Thank you.
So what do we do to prepare from here between now and Miss America? What do you have to do?
Well, I'm definitely training in every single aspect. I will say that I have a new talent song, and I'm training very hard. It's probably the most difficult piece I've ever tried. I'm training physically, just preparing for interview, and I'm going to be doing a certificate program at Harvard online during this time, so lots of things going on before Miss America, but they're all exciting.
Killing it. Juliette, great to see you.
So good to see you guys.
We'll see you at Miss America.
Yes, we
Miss
certainly
Florida, thank you very much. Here's what we will do.
I think I'm going to take us to break, because if you are interested in, looking up to Juliette and you want to get involved with the Miss America organization, you should check out a local preliminary. The Miss Orlando Scholarship Competition will be February 24th, 25th at the Dr. Phillips Center, so you should visit missorlando.org to sign up. Now you can say what you're going to say.
We'll be right back with What Did We Learn?
Did you know that filing for bankruptcy can help you lower your mortgage or car payments, or potentially help you eliminate your IRS or credit card debt? I'm attorney Justin Clark. If you find yourself living paycheck to paycheck, call me now or visit youhavepower.com for a free consultation.
So happy to be here at Ocala Realty World. I love Ocala, love Marion County. Pleased to be joined by Alicia Lopez. Hi, Alicia, how are you?
Good, thank you.
This area of Florida, this area of the country is stunningly beautiful. A lot of people are moving here. What would you tell them about Marion County and Ocala?
I would say that you get kind of the best of both worlds. So close to Orlando, to Tampa, even Gainesville, but still so far away from everything that little rural, kind of away from it all feeling. You can still get that here, and you don't have to be too far away from civilization if you don't want to, or you could be completely out in the middle of nowhere on acreage, whether you like horses or just a farm, or there's tons of luxury properties too on acreage here, so you you really have a little bit of everything.
Stunningly beautiful. I'm a real estate agent thinking about hanging my license somewhere, or even maybe if I'm a real estate agent in another part of the state thinking about moving here. Ocala Realty World has a certain energy, a certain vibe. You care about your agents, don't you?
Oh yes, absolutely.
How do you make them so successful?
I love on them a lot, and I just think of any relationship. The best relationships are really the only relationships that even last is that you genuinely care about each other, so it's reciprocated from both sides, and our agents know that we really do want them to be successful. My husband and I, we were there, we did all that stuff, and like we could still go out there and do that, but now we get to teach all of our agents and anyone that kind of would be that right fit for us to come on, and they can do the same as well and learn.
Beautiful brokerage you have here in a beautiful part of the world. And if you're looking to buy or sell anywhere here in the Ocala, Marion County area, or if you were an agent looking to really propel your career, look no further than Ocala Realty World. And we wrap it up today, as always, with what did Michaela learn?
I learned that I'm going to put Juliette on the spot and ask her what she learned.
I learned a lot about student loans and how to combat them. So that's very useful for law school, despite the fact I have a lot of scholarship dollars. I'll pass that information on. Thank you, Justin.
Beautiful. I learned that I love Juliette, and she's going to win Miss America. Law school can wait. And here's what I think we'll do. Let's end it with a wonderful performance by Miss Florida Juliette. Thank you for joining us. See you again next week for more Behind the Law.
When it comes to your investment strategy, there's only one place that we turn. It is Fortress Wealth Group. The QR code for Fortress is right here on the screen, but even better yet, joined by its leader, John Ledford. John, how are you, sir? Good to see you.
I'm great. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me today.
They kept tech is dead. Tech is dead. Is tech dead?
Tech is definitely not dead. Absolutely not. Tech is thriving and well.
It's the AI thing has just come out of nowhere, huh? What's going on?
You know, crazy. The last 6 months, the creator of ChatGPT, OpenAI, they're now the fastest growing company in the world. More subscribers than anyone before them, and launched from zero to hundreds of millions of users almost overnight. And really, when you think about what goes into AI, and AI being commonplace, not just something we talk about, but something we use, the one thing AI thrives on are computer chips. And so you've got all these tech companies that are in the chip business that are now being propelled by this totally new type of industry and business out there.
And when you are strategizing about investment, having someone like you is so important to have the foresight as to what is going on in this world.
Well, you know, there are a lot of different ways to invest. And I have this conversation with clients and comrades, you know, quite often about what's the right way to invest. And the answer is there is no one right way to invest. And so we like to be a little bit agnostic in our strategy. So some passive, some active, some opportunistic. We think that's the best approach for most investors. And this would definitely fall into that opportunistic bucket. If you've got assets that are coming in, you have an asset sale, or you have money that's sitting on the sideline, what do you do with it? Well, you want to fill up your normal buckets first, but on the opportunistic side, I don't think there's any better place, you know, to be investing for someone who has long time frame, a lot of risk tolerance than potentially in artificial intelligence.
Great job, John. Keep up the good work. The best strategy that you can have right now is to call Fortress Wealth Group, hit the QR code on the screen. You will not be disappointed. That's what we did.
The proceeding was a paid advertisement. The views expressed were the sole responsibility of the advertiser.